Welcome, everybody. We're glad you're back for another episode of the All Elite Murder Theater podcast, where we review Dynamite and Rampage and touch on a couple of other things that are all elite wrestling. I got my man Chris up in the corner, my beautiful wife Tammy. We are ready to talk about the week of Dynamite and AEW.
Man, you
So,
can tell Ray's been watching AEW for a long time. He got that fucking background right there from that old 1987 AEW show.
no, there's
That
a there's a reason for this because this is what they advertise for the video game. And this is what their logo is for their
uh,
Twitch thing.
Oh,
And the video game is supposed to be coming out in September, and I'm super psyched about it. So that's why I got it.
it does look pretty good.
It does look cool. They showed some prelims on it, and I saw some video where they went through everybody's outfits and everybody that's in there. So so it's gonna be cool. So
I
even
fear for myself when the game comes out
it's gonna be
because
great.
what else am I going to do with my life now? I'm going to be playing the game all the time and watching wrestling.
Yeah.
I won't that nothing else will get done.
I'm playing a completely non-wrestling related game right now, and it's fantastic. I finally started it yesterday. It's called Ghosts of Tsushima, and you get to be a samurai and run around trying to fight these Mongols and stuff. And the graphics are insane. It's like the craziest looking realistic stuff, and it's a lot like a bunch of other games that I like. It's like a cross between The Witcher and Red Dead 2 and like maybe a couple other things. So it's fantastic anyway, and the graphics are sick. It's very immersive. So AEW has a market right now that's flooded with really, really good games. So hopefully, like it's a little better than some of the trailer footage they were showing a while back.
Yeah.
Well, I have faith in Kenny Omega, who's overseeing this project. He's not going to let it be bad.
Speaking of Kenny Omega, he just got done with his hernia surgery. That's another 2 months. 2 month recovery there. So, yep, he's going to be out for a while, man. I don't think he's going to be in the ring, like I said, till October, November. That's my prediction.
I was going to say he could still be back before 2023 hits.
Yeah, I mean,
and did you see that interview he cut? Or I guess he maybe tweeted or something. He said, I could come back for the last match of the year and still win Wrestler of the Year for this year.
That's funny.
Something like that. It was pretty brutal. Go find that. I might try to find it while we're doing this, but
I like that idea.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So
it wouldn't be. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. Kenny Omega could come back for one match, have the best fucking match of the year, and then it's like
he wins.
Sorry, everyone. It was a good year, but Kenny's here.
That's funny.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I'm down with that idea.
Yeah, I mean, I miss Kenny Omega, man. He brought such a cool element to everything that it's yeah, I do definitely miss
I kind of think that's why the Undisputed Elite is so united right now. I didn't expect them to actually ever get this together, but now it's like, okay, well, we were trying to work towards this other angle, and it doesn't seem like we're going to be able to do anything soon, so let's just do this thing for real for a little bit, and we'll be a faction, and maybe there's going to be a Bullet Club confrontation there coming up. I don't know. Because we're talking about at least 3 of the 5 guys that I'm aware of were all Bullet Club. So I don't know about Kyle and Bobby, though.
Wow. Well, it's only time will tell the way Tony Khan sneaks in these plot lines and we never know what's going on.
They need to slow down a little bit, too, because it's like there's always a big announcement and new people. And I mean, once you start doing it that way, every time a week goes by that's not crazy, you're like,
yes, you're getting
do better.
We're very spoiled now. I mean, because of all the cool stuff that happens all the time. So let's get into Dynamite, man. We had our first match, which was the Owen Hart tournament, and it was Dax versus Cash, which I thought was definitely an unusual match. That and Tammy mentioned something that was pretty. She's like, it didn't seem like it was very hyped. Like I said, I saw a promo
beforehand.
On Dark. Yeah, beforehand. I saw a promo on Dark. I think it was Dark or Dark Elevation. They did kind of like a promo. And then that was kind of it. They mentioned it here and there, but it wasn't like where they got into the real behind the storylines of everybody and then the match culminated. I thought it would be like, Tammy made a good point. You would think it would have been a bigger deal. What are your thoughts, Tammy? Why don't you elaborate on that?
Well, we've seen all these other storylines take forever. You know what I mean? Like so slow. Like some of them are still in the works, like Julia Hart, and I think partner against partner is a big deal. I mean, that's like very emotional. There's so much involved in having to like, and that I just think it was like, it took away from the epicness of what they were doing. But I mean, it probably wasn't lost on longtime FTR fans and Owen Hart fans and all that. But for someone like me who's just in the middle and just new, I mean, obviously it wasn't lost on me, but I would have thought these long drawn out storylines, there could have been so much talking behind the scenes. I mean, they couldn't do it too early, but there could have been more like dramatic behind the scenes. Like, what a struggle. You have to like take out the person you've been working on and relying on and winning with, you know, like that's really a lot. That's a layered human condition to deal with. Is like, okay, you know, like this is my friend, but only one of us can win. That means that like I'm going to be happy to be a winner, but then my friend is going to lose and I'll feel bad for them because they don't go on. But you also want to win for yourself and you're supposed to try your best. You don't do anyone a good service by not doing your best either. So it's very complicated. And I think they could have delved into that a little bit more. Like they could have had more of like a layered promo with like the struggle of what you go through when you have to come up against somebody that you've been tight with and one of you has to lose. Like for me, if it was me, and like I don't know if they're best friends, they could just be professional working people together, but to me it feels like all tag teams are best friends with each other. You know, on some level you have to have so much trust doing all this physical stuff, and definitely a bond of some sort that's pretty close. So if I had a bond with somebody but I knew only one of us could go on, it doesn't, like, you don't have to hate on the other person, but there would be complicated feelings. So
True. Very true.
I mean, I can do my notes now, but I didn't.
Why don't you go for it?
I didn't talk about it too much. That was just like the side conversation I had with you. So I don't know if you want to weigh in first, though, Chris, on that.
No. I mean, yeah, the tag team relationship is definitely different than like a singles competitor's relationships with everybody else, because you're always dealing with partners. You're not necessarily dealing with somebody on the road all the time. You're in the gym training all the time together, and then you go and train in the ring together, and then, you know, you're setting up all your matches together and everything else. It's like you're constantly in that sort of relationship with that person. So even if you don't like each other, you have to still kind of be willing to put up with this person for a good chunk of your life. So that clash, yeah, it deserved a little more representation as far as, you know, we have this relationship and what are the feelings behind this on both sides. Yes, it would be great for me to win, but I also know that I could lose because we're one of the best teams on the planet. Yeah, I agree with all that. But I also agree that maybe they didn't build this very much, but I don't think they've built a lot of the tournament very much. The tournament has been, and the weird thing though is that this tournament is based on records and who's got what rankings right now and all that stuff, and that's the first ones they're going through. But we're talking about, I mean, so Dax, I know, has had some single matches. Cash hasn't had singles matches in a long time. So how does that fit in for him to even be in the running right now? So they got to be basing it on their team rankings, right? So does that mean we're going to see more tag teams going in against each other? Because I don't remember that ever happening previously as any part of any tournament. Yeah, it was a weird thing to do right now under these circumstances. I think they could have drawn this out into a big storyline, all right? Like they're joking or whatever, and well, I'm better than you, really. No, I'm better than you, really. And then it turns into like this thing, and they could have drawn that out, and you know, maybe eventually there was some resentment or whatever, but they're not trying to break the team. Right. And that was what they did build this with, was, you know, we're gonna be friends. We're a tag team regardless. We're not breaking up no matter what happens. So we're just gonna go in and have a good match or whatever, and that's that. Yeah. But you know, yeah. What are your notes?
Let me hear Tammy's notes, and then I've got a couple of commentary lines that I thought were hilarious. So
I'm glad you're keeping track of commentary now, because some of it's golden.
Oh, it's
what beautiful. Commentary? Oh yeah, the he's really good at that. He loves it. Actually, he misses it when we are at live shows that there's no commentary.
It's one of the best parts of wrestling, honestly.
It frames everything.
That's why having good commentators and people who can do color stuff and have it all just be fun is super important to a wrestling show, like a presentation.
It helps tell the story. You really can't tell the full story without those comments, I think. Right. Also, you get an education all along the way for someone like me. So FTR against each other, exclamation point. Epic storytelling, even though I had said they didn't, but epic storytelling for what's happening now. So I know this is like confusing based on what Rafe just said, But when it came down to it, that's what I felt like. This was like a really special story. And that's, I guess, why I think that they could have done more with it. But I was still like in it because I was like, I am most in love with FTR at this moment. Which isn't anything I thought I would ever say, by the way, but it's because I like the story. Partner against partner, and not an easy situation. They're both really good. To me, it's like, it was for a reason of honor, though. And I think that was what was so special. So we get all of these battles and it's like good versus bad, but I love when it isn't that, because there's all kinds of experiences in the world. And sometimes things are very layered, very in the gray. And so that's what I love, because it was like two people very close and partnered, and they had to do this thing, but it sounded like for like the most respected person, like the Heart tournament, so I thought that was cool. So I really loved that. And I just felt amazing. Like, I was like, this is like such a good feeling to see these people do it. It's like competition, but with wholesomeness in it. So some displays of respect, even as they were wrestling. I think there was handshake. The crowd loved it too. I noticed like they roared whenever their hands touched. And so that was also like really exciting. This would have been a really good one to be at live. And then I put, this thumb in the eye to Dax, from Dax to Cash isn't going to go well. And then I was like, I can't know who will win! Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation for the rest of the page. It was kind of spy versus spy-ish, and both going against each other hard now, on the ground, struggling to get up. This is going to go back and forth for a while. Ooh, Cash kicked out of an intense Liger bomb, I think that says. Liger bomb thingy. What's going on? Is Dax hesitating? No. What about Cash? Is he? No. Oh my God. He won it. Dax wins. That had to be bittersweet. A strong emotional wrestle.
Oh, strong emotional wrestle.
That's my notes.
I like it.
So, I kind of felt the same way Tammy did. So, but I got a couple of lines that I really liked that JR and Punk said. Just only two. But I'll start to pick up more of these as we go along. I think that I'm going to use that as my thing, like pulling these lines out, because I just think they're hilarious.
You do
We
love
should have
them.
a line of the week at some point.
Oh, yeah.
When JR said, "This is not going to be a scrimmage." That was great.
Firing live rounds.
Firing live rounds. And then Punk said, "There's no water in the pool." When he hit the ground, I thought that was a funny line. And then JR got so crazy, he said, "Whatever, land the hell, whatever you want it to be." I don't even know what that line meant. That's what he said. But I really liked the spill out onto the floor. I thought that was pretty. How they coordinated that without breaking each other's neck shows that they're a good tag team partner and they understand one another. So that was really cool. Dax wins with the counter, so that was cool. And, of course, they were all warm and fuzzy with each other at the end. So it was great for the wrestling fans that are super into the technical elements of the wrestling and not so much the storyline, because it was like that good back and forth, knowing each other's moves. It was almost like watching a clinic being done, or like even like a Bryan Danielson wrestle, the way that these guys wrestle because of the technicality of it. So, but that's pretty much how I felt about it. I enjoyed it. So, Chris.
I think the one thing I can add that hasn't really been talked about yet is the fact, not even the fact, my opinion really, the FTR wrestling style, the throwback style, if you will, and the sort of very intense, very explosive, everything matters kind of movements. It's a little weird in a match where there's just two guys that have the same style. Having a match like this on a modern TV show, it felt like very old to me watching it, because it was a lot of older like type of wrestling. It was a lot of mat wrestling and grappling and like weird like fast like movements, but nothing. There was obviously nothing like super. I don't even know what they call it nowadays, but the flippy stuff. Obviously there's going to be none of that, and that's what's so great about when they fight other teams, is that they have that dynamic with so many other teams, and so many other teams have a completely different style than them. So to see them both in the ring at the same time with each other and not having that other sort of opposite of the spectrum of wrestling, it made for a really interesting watching experience. But I enjoyed the hell out of it. I thought it was great. I would have been happy with either one of them winning. I'm just glad one of them's in the tournament. We get to see who they fight next.
Yeah, that's for sure. Cool. And then we moved on to CM Punk versus Paige and the Double or Nothing thing. Punk comes out on the mic. He starts praising all the fans, giving total respect for Hangman, which was cool. But he says he's going to fight until the wheels fall off, which I thought was pretty cool. I don't.
Oh, but can I pause you on that? Do you know that's
Sure.
what my dad said when he was dying? I'm gonna ride this thing out till the wheels fall off. And then when he died, we put a shirt with a motorcycle on it that said that.
Yeah,
So it's
sure.
a beloved phrase here.
Yeah. So my opinion on this is like I don't really know if they're going to flip the belt to Punk. You know, because it didn't. The promo gave the impression like it doesn't matter if I win or lose. I'm just going to fight you till I can't do it anymore. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it kind of leaves you with, it gives you that out where you know Hangman could win it, and then it gives you that hope that Punk wins it too, if for the Punk fans. So that's kind of how I felt on that. Anybody else have an opinion on that promo?
No, my note was he can do this because I felt like he kept saying that. I can do this. So I just put he can do this. And that was my only note.
It's a pretty good promo. It's a shame that Hangman has COVID or whatever. His tweet, I've got a face full of COVID snot. So I guess there was supposed to be some big angle they were going to do there with those two. But I mean, maybe this was better than that. Maybe it was worse than that because I don't know. I still feel like CM Punk versus Hangman isn't the best match we could have for a CM Punk title shot. And I don't think it was like the logical next opponent since Hangman's, I mean, he's had matches, but they've been very high profile and he was kind of going down the list and suddenly we're at Punk now.
Right.
So
and who's ranked higher than him? You know what I mean? Like what's the ranking?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So go on.
Yeah, but so whoever comes out of this thing the winner, I don't think it really matters who wins or loses at this point. I think it's just something that they're putting together because maybe they don't have a better choice right now.
Okay. Makes sense. So
I mean, you would think they would have went with, I don't know, any other person in the rankings who's been around a long time, et cetera, but they don't have a lot right now that aren't involved in storylines. They have a bunch of people they haven't used on TV in a while, but that's obviously not going to go into a world title picture. So yeah, Punk is probably the one guy Paige needs to deal with until they can figure out something else for everyone.
Right. Right on. All right. So then Scorpio Sky did his promo there about how he's going to go for the belt and everything like that with Lambert. And he's going to take back the belt. And then we get into Blackpool Combat Club versus the Factory, which I thought was an interesting pair, but kind of cool. And then as the match wore on, I kind of understood why. I mean, because QT he's really good at selling things and he's really good at the moves, man. So he can make people look really good. And I think the Factory can too, and I think Aaron Solo can. I know he's not getting his own T-shirt anytime soon, according to Tammy, but I think he's a good wrestler, and he's good at taking a beating. You know what I mean? And JR said he's tougher than a $2 steak. So I thought that was hilarious. That was a great line. So it's gonna batter the granny out of him, is what I think William Regal said.
Yeah,
I don't.
What he said. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was something about the granny.
He said he's
I was
gonna.
like, what does that even mean?
I don't even understand. Yeah.
He's gonna batter the granny out of him was the line because I wrote it down.
It's a good line though. I remember hearing that and going, "What the fuck is that? I don't even know what that means."
Oh yeah, and then Danielson just beats the living shit out of Solo, which I thought was great. He goes, "Oh, JR's another one. A great JR line was, here comes that big, strong, horrible man." So Tammy, go for your notes.
Okay. Let's see. Mox, right into it. I needed an energetic pick-me-up. Factor is going to get an education, but Camarado's fun. Marshall has a hold on Yuta's head and face. Factory are holding up well. Yuta is the beating post right now. Or is it a whipping post? What is the name of the post when you're getting beat? I don't know. Either way, Yuta's getting beat on. Now Danielson is in. He's going to take care of things. He's enjoying kicking something. I don't even know what it is. Kicking Soto? Oh, Solo.
Soto.
Kicking Soto solo. He's enjoying that. Great interruption by QT, but his head pays for it. Everyone bouncing around now. Camarado throwing Yuta now and hitting his own head. I didn't get that when he hit his own head. Anyway, does anyone remember that? Camarado's throwing Yuta, but Yuta squeezing out, hugs, and squirms his way out and ends with all the Black Combat Club, or what are they?
Blackpool.
I have the wrong letters here. I put BCCC. I don't even know who that is.
That's right. Blackpool Combat Club.
Okay, I just don't have the P in there. Anyways, they all pinned at the same time, pinned the factory at the same time, and Yuta gets the win. I thought it was a lot of fun. I liked it. And it was a triple threat wrestle, and they all triple went out there and did it at the same time.
They triple did it.
Yeah, they triple did it.
I like it.
That's why I must have had triple C's in there. I must have been subconsciously writing 3 because there's 3 of them, 1 for each.
Yeah, I don't understand why they did this particular match right now. And I have an issue with the factory right now. I don't like Nick Camarado.
Oh, I want to hear. Wait, tell me all about the issue. I want to hear it.
I think he's.
Wait, is it Nick?
He's a little unsafe. I think he's a little unsafe. He's a little bit uncoordinated. He's been doing all these matches on Dark and Elevation with Aaron Solo. Aaron Solo's great. That kid, like, he could probably do a solo run right now with, they forget. Okay. A singles run.
You walked right into that one.
Yeah, I did.
That's okay.
And he'd be great. I think he'd be a great performer just by himself. And maybe if you're going to do the factory thing, change the name, have it be Nick and QT, because QT is a good balancer in that relationship as far as you've got a big man and you've got kind of a great talker, right? That's a good pairing, but Solo doesn't belong in there. He clearly belongs on his own. I don't like their dynamic. I don't like their vibe. I don't like the factory's work right now. I haven't for a few weeks. I've been bitching about it a lot on the everything else I've been doing. And it could have been better, but it's Blackpool Combat Club. Like, it's a fun match regardless because they just go in there. They beat the shit out of everyone, and it's beautiful. And William Regal is so great on commentary. I love him having a microphone during a match. I didn't understand why they did it, but it wasn't like I hated watching it. I certainly would rather have watched this factory match than the last, 6 to 8 matches I've seen them in.
Yeah. Well, I understand why they did it. It's Yuta's hometown, number one. He's from Philly. You know what I mean? So
give him a singles match, though.
Yeah, that's true, but still, I mean,
when did the Blackpool Combat Club become like only a 3-man tag? Like, why?
Because people are paying for their tickets and they want to see those two wrestle. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I mean, I'd be disappointed, right? If I paid for a ticket, I want to see Mox. I want to see Danielson. I want to see those dudes wrestle. So that's right. I think that's really what it comes down to. And it's in his hometown. And I think it's a great pairing against those guys because the factory they know how to be heels and they know how to lose. So it makes it look good. It makes the match look good. And it did look good. And it was a good match.
Yeah, it didn't look like, we already knew who was going to win. But they gave a couple good moves to say we also can be here. Like we're not just it's not just a squash match. I thought it was fun. And I respect your opinion about Factory. I don't think they're my shining favorites, but I think Camarado is a big bear of a man that's fun. And QT's a great heel because he just, the type of person that's smug all the time. The thing about Aaron is I agree. I've never questioned his ability to wrestle. It's that there's zero personality and storyline, and that might not be his fault. And maybe we'll see him shine one day, but I don't even know what his voice sounds like. You know what I mean? I really don't.
Yeah,
I have no clue. So it's like he's just there to play his role, which he does well. He's there for a reason. So if one day, they want to build him up and give him a mic, but there might be a reason why they're not. He might not be good on it. He might, I don't know, but we'll see. So right now, I'm not buying his t-shirt, but hey, maybe next year I will. It's a personal challenge, Aaron Solo. Get it together. Put yourself out there. You're a good wrestler. Make
You
me
want
want to
Tammy
buy
to buy your
shirt.
shirt or not?
Right.
Yes, I want to make me want it.
Don't be mid.
If they're not giving you the opportunity, then you take some initiative and get that microphone.
There you go. So then
All right.
we cut over to Tony Schiavone, and we've got Britt, JB Hayter, and then Tony Storm. And then out of nowhere comes Ruby Soho. Woo! Teaming up with Tony Storm. And I like the fact that she called her Brittany, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
I was like, that's great. Listen, Brittany, y'all putting your stuff out there. So I thought that was a cool promo, man. I was very psyched to see Ruby in this and do this tag match, which I don't think it's part of the Owen Hart thing, but it's kind of like a hype up to it. Is that what they're saying?
It's just a Rampage match next week.
Yeah, but
it's just they want to fight, so there's gonna be a fight.
And if you notice, let's take notice of a couple things. Britt was very scared, wanted to get out of there really quickly, and Hayter wanted to stay there and get in the battle. That tells me I have a feeling that Hayter is going to be moving away from Britt at some point soon. That's
I have in my notes. I said Rafe definitely thinks Hayter's gonna flip, but I'm not sure she will yet.
Ooh, okay. Any thoughts on this promo, Tammy?
No.
Chris?
It was fun. I like it.
I liked it. I liked Ruby coming in. I liked when Britt and Hayter left, and Ruby says, it's weird because I could swear they were just talking about you leaving, but now they left. I was like, that was good. I like them as a team.
It's fun. I like it.
Yeah, I think they're a good team.
I think it'll be a good matchup.
Oh, for sure. I mean, everybody there has good experience, so I think it's going to be. And they all. And
I like that Britt's getting away from that Thunder Rosa picture, and I like that we're doing something completely on the other side of that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's good for everybody involved right now to just do something that's not part of what the title pictures are.
Exactly. So then after that, we went right into the Jurassic Express promo, and where Christian Cage basically kind of calls Jungle Boy a loser, but says he's acting like a loser. And then everybody went, ooh, and now all the rumors, all the dirt sheets are saying that Christian Cage is going to turn heel. I don't know.
I thought that the week before. And people have been saying, like, well, Christian's got to turn heel eventually. I don't think he has to.
Right.
But yeah, I think they're maybe playing with people a little bit.
They got to be. And then Starks and Hobbs come out. Now, Starks is really starting to grow on me because I think his promos keep getting better and better, and he gets more heely, and I'm starting to like him a little bit more than I did before. Tammy, any thoughts on that?
You mean the Hobbs Starks versus Jurassic Express promo? I was like, it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. Side note, I think Luchasaurus needs to just do away with that mask and get a better, cooler one. That one looks like something you'd buy in the Halloween section and for the toddlers at Walmart.
Oh.
I like him. I like his wrestling. I love when he comes on and slams everyone around, throws them around. It's not a personal thing. It's just that I think
toddler mask.
It is. I think it doesn't look comfortable, doesn't look right. I think he could do better. He could be fiercer. It doesn't look fierce enough. It looks silly.
Yeah,
he's better. He's better than that. He's not Jungle Boy's sidekick. I feel like he gets treated that way. He's badass, and we all know this. When he comes on, he finishes shit. He should have a mask that reflects that.
Well, I mean, it's kind of the mirror. It's kind of the mirror babyface relationship of like an annoying, good talking heel with their big person that's their enforcer, right? It's just the face version of that.
That is. That's a good way to put that.
And maybe that's part of why I don't like him, because it just doesn't. I loved both of them and Marco Stunt for a long time. I thought they were great, but then this whole title program from them has not worked for me. Yeah, Lucha could probably use a new mask and to be doing something different. And Jungle Boy he's just not very confident anymore, is he? Like, he's not good on the mic anymore. Christian seems like he always has to do talking, and it just never feels very eventful when they have TV time nowadays.
Yep.
And it should be an event because they're the tag team champions. It should be a big deal when they get on the screen.
And then to have this Hobbs and Starks thing happening, I thought they were still involved in other stuff. I don't know what's going on with Hobbs and Starks right now, but yeah, I think Starks is getting better. I think Hobbs probably right, like he's right now he's the heels big man. And he's, I think, maybe going backwards a little bit in his development and his character work, because we're not hearing as much from him the last maybe the last couple months. Yeah, but I mean, what else are they going to do with this tag team stuff right now? They've got everybody's doing the tournament and everything else. It was like I was saying earlier, like they really don't have a lot of options right now, so they kind of got to do this. I don't think the promo was that good until Ricky started talking. Do you guys care about this match? Because I don't.
Well, I think it's going to have implications, and I'm going to tell you why. And this is my theory on it, okay? And I could be completely wrong because but okay. So we've got the side thing. We got Keith Lee and Swerve going after Starks, right? That was evident in later on as we speak of this, correct? I think there's going to be a changing of the belts. I think Starks and Hobbs are going to get the belts, and I think Swerve and Lee are going to take them, and in a short period of time, and it's going to be a quick turnaround. That's what I think, but could be wrong. That's why I think they're doing it. I think they're doing it that way because they want to give Keith Lee and Swerve a shot at the title, and this is a good way to do it. And then what better to do than put it on a couple of heels and then have some baby faces take it back. You know what I mean? Just a thought. So after that, we jumped right into Archer versus Wardlow, which I thought this was, Chris has got a sour face on. I thought it was brilliant, number one, just because of MJF and Spears in the crowd. That was I think that was the highlight of the whole thing for me. I still thought it was a cool bruiser of a match, which was pretty fun. And I mean, Wardlow with the nimbleness. I mean, he was nimble and fast and jumping off ropes and doing, whatever that thing is where they hook them around the top of the head and spin around. I mean, holy shit. I was like, this is impressive. Both of them were impressive off the ropes for being as huge as they are to flip around and do what they did, man. It was great. One of the great lines, he's beating him like a child in the woodshed. That was one.
How did they grow up, man? Shit. Wow. I'm concerned. They need some therapy, need to process through their abuse.
But that was great. That was one of my favorite lines in that one. I started crying when I heard that, beating him like a child in the woodshed. I was like, oh no, we're going back to like the 50s.
I'm concerned about whoever said that. What happened in their childhood? Who was it? Who said that?
JR.
JR.
Who was it? Right. Who said that?
But then we had 4 power bombs, and then Spears, the looks on Spears and MJF's faces at the end, they couldn't have acted that any better. They were both brilliant, just sitting there with that look, those dumbfounded looks on their faces. Tammy, let's hear your notes.
Oh, shit. What did I do with them? Oh, here they are. Okay. Okay, I'm so messy. I had to just focus where I wrote things. Okay, here we go. My notes. MJF with his wine in the rafters with Spears. LOL. Ha ha ha. So funny. MJF is the best. Wardlow comes out with security. Oh my gosh, we're all around him. He looks fantastic. Archer jumps on Wardlow before even security can get off the handcuffs. A nimble Wardlow. Wow. Whoa, exciting. Wardlow, I'm so happy. MJF and Spears watch from the rafters. I'm loving these two against each other. Archer is now on the ropes. Whoa, thought Archer had Wardlow, but he got out. Archer is smirking or is smirks? Archer is smirks. I don't understand that, but Wardlow headbutts what the hell is going on there right off his face. A senton from Wardlow, like how I write that, and I have no idea what it is. Oh, wow. Holy schmoly. Wardlow, powerbombing Archer. Oh, my God, again and again. MJF and Spears are pissed. 5 power bombs? You said 4, Rafe. I counted 5. And MJF and Spears are a mess. All right, all right. Loved this. A fantastic, fun wrestle. It's so funny on this because this was just silly, good telenovela type style fun. Whereas FTR was really serious and heartfelt. And that's, I think that's why I've become into wrestling. I can have it all in one show. I can have all kinds of different moods and types of people and situations and scenarios. It's not just one thing. This was completely different than the others, but I enjoyed it a lot because it was so fun. And we've been waiting for Wardlow to go through all this, and they're doing it in the most epic way. And we did see new moves that we didn't get to see. We only saw him come in and squash people with power bombs before. So there was a few new moves, and we're getting to see more of him. And kudos to Archer when he was like tippy toeing on the top rope. I mean,
yeah.
these dudes are huge. It must be harder. I mean, just as far as physics go.
Oh yeah. I mean, Archer walked across the whole rope, and
That's
then
what I
flew
just
off.
said.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I was just repeating it, kind of like putting a nail in that. Oh, let's see. Chris has got this look on his face, like,
And
I
it's
don't
okay
know.
if Chris doesn't feel the same. He's been
like,
watching wrestling a lot longer than I
he's
have.
like, I don't know.
We're in different mental spaces sometimes.
I could be wrong though.
I'm not gonna fry this one. It was shorter than I thought it was gonna be. I thought they were gonna give this a little more time. A lot of it was in commercial and picture, if I remember correctly.
Yes,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
It wasn't bad, but I think it could have been better. And I didn't think that Wardlow would lose this just because it would stop the momentum of that story right now. So it was kind of weird to put Lance Archer in that situation when he's just trying to come back after all those, whatever it was. It was a couple months he had to be out for injury or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's been doing a bunch of squash matches on dark shows and stuff. And yeah, I mean, I guess. And then,
Can I
later
add to
on,
that?
MJF makes his phone call, but we'll talk about that when we get to it.
Can I add to that? Why?
Sure.
Well, I think that what they were trying to do and what they were trying to accomplish with the fact that Archer was going to come in there, and they said it a couple times in commentary, that MJF's technique with everybody he wrestles all the time is to get them beat up enough so that he can win. Right? That's his technique. That's MJF's gig. He did it with Jericho. He tried to do it with Punk. He's trying to do it with Wardlow. So we know what the next match is going to be for Wardlow, obviously. We know that it's going to be Big Cass, right? Tammy just went off into nowhere. We know it's going to be Big Cass, right? So Big Cass is just this guy that's going to injure Wardlow. So
Yeah.
that's what he's trying to do. So that's why he's putting out the biggest and the nastiest people. And even if they lose, it doesn't really matter. So
I want to say, while we're talking about that guy and all that stuff, I was right about the Impact connection. We've got him coming in. We've got Deonna Purrazzo.
mm-hmm.
We're not done yet because a lot of Ring of Honor stuff was partnered with Impact throughout all that. So up until Ring of Honor was done, because a lot of Ring of Honor people went there because they didn't have anything to do, right, while they were on hiatus or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was right, you guys.
Okay.
And I'm out of focus. See, I'm not always right though. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I predict that this guy's going to do this thing with this company, and then it doesn't happen, and I feel stupid. But I was right about this one, even though I wasn't sure.
Right. So are you? So you weren't 100% on this match then?
It was okay. I mean, I didn't. They just did the same thing to the Butcher, right? And I like him too. It's not like I don't like the wrestlers. It's just it was a short match. It got interrupted a lot because of the commercials, and the spots that were included on TV could have been better.
All right. There you go. There it is. So then we move
It's
on.
fun if we all feel the same way. So it's
No,
good
it
to have
would
different
be bad. Yeah. So then we get into the sports entertainer intro with JAS and the sit down, and there's no violence. So what you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Huh?
I just love him. I want him by himself.
Matt is the star of the show there.
I do. He cracks me up. I want to hang out with him. Matt,
So
if you're in Jacksonville, we'll come hang out with
He
you.
was great in the segment later too, but this sit down was interesting.
it was an interesting sit down. I like the fact that I thought Kingston did this. He pulled this off pretty brilliantly.
Very Kingston. It
He
was
was
very
very
Eddie
Kingston.
Kingston.
He's like, I can smell the fear on you. It's pretty great. Tammy, what are your thoughts on this
Do you
promo?
think I would do that? You all are always comparing me to Kingston.
Yes, I do believe that you would do
Okay.
that.
That sounds like something
100%.
you would have probably already said to someone at some
Already.
point.
Oh my goodness.
There's no question in my
I
mind.
may have. I don't know.
Even you're running that right now. You're like, do I feel like I have said
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I'm like, can I remember? But obviously, the chiropractor wants to know what I did most of my life because I have so much damage and I can't remember any of that. So
There's that.
Fight Club, baby.
exactly.
Oh.
That's what I tried to say. But you know what? I don't know. I'm like, yeah, I probably did damage myself 20 different ways, but it didn't stick out the next day so much. I just kept rolling on. So I don't know. I mean, honestly, I've had this conversation. I don't know why they keep asking me. Oh, look, Rafe, you're frozen.
No, I'm
Oh,
not.
no,
he's
you
not.
can't. Darn. I was going to get a picture. You look
He was
frozen.
just listening
Okay.
intently, I think.
So was somebody asking me a question? Did you ask
Yeah.
me what I think?
Yeah,
Or
what did
do
you
I-
think of the promo?
Oh. I guess I was just psychoanalyzing myself. Why have I done that? Am I that person?
Well,
Oh my God.
We're getting
But
off
the
the
sit
path.
down. Did you
You know
like the
what?
sit
My
down?
intention is not to be an asshole, but I have a very strong feeling of justice and protection. Okay, so I put Jericho appreciation sit down. I put everyone's names, but anyways, it doesn't matter. You know who they are. Not Jeff
Right.
Parker starts talking.
Not Jeff Parker.
Not Jeff Parker.
I don't know. Is he on Helico or something like that? I don't know. Oh,
No.
and then
What?
it says, okay, let's do this weird thing. Jericho is Jericho is the best on the microphone. So far, this is hysterical chaos. Intense face-to-face with Eddie and Chris. Love them in each other's face. Those were my notes.
Tammy.
I liked Jericho in his chair like this.
That was awesome.
And
It was so intense. Oh my God. All of these people are doing their part well. All I have to say is I'm here for every minute of this. Are you frozen? We're going to take a
Is he-
picture and post you
Is he
on Twitter.
frozen?
No.
Okay. I'm getting my
No,
camera.
no, he's not.
Yeah, keep messing around and find out when your face is on Twitter like that. Because that's what we're going to do. And then people will have to make a quote.
Oh, is that right? Thanks.
Yep. They get to
Woo.
caption it.
All right, Christopher, what do you think of this one? What did you think of this promo? Now that you're frozen.
It was good.
It was good.
I enjoy Matt Menard is fantastic. He's got
What
the
you gonna
best
do?
faces in the business.
What are you going to do?
He's
Matt
so good.
Menard? He's not Matt Lee anymore?
No, he's Magic, Daddy Magic, or Magic
What?
Daddy Matt Menard.
Okay.
And then
I will
not
never
Jeff
call
Parker.
him that.
Not Jeff Parker. I don't know if that's Angelo Parker
It's
or if
Angelo
that's
Parker, guys.
right. Yeah, man, what a good segment this was. And Eddie Kingston was actually the same as Eddie Kingston always is. I think the after segment, the stuff that happened later, was the best part of this.
Yeah.
But there was a moment when they were all standing and Jericho was talking and they were all just looking at fucking Eddie and somebody was talking and he said, I swear on my grandma or something like that. I swear if you don't stop talking. And then he looked back at Jericho and went on with his promo. I was like, is that real right there? Did he actually get pissed because that dude wouldn't shut up for a minute? He couldn't remember what he was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fun little segment.
Oh, yeah, very fun. And then we cut to Sammy and Ty. They're pre-promo, and they do a whole bunch of PDAs. Anyway. So then we go to Serena Deeb versus Hikaru Shida in the Philly street fight. It basically was like a brawl from the start. I didn't really get too many cool commentary lines off of this. I kind of got more into the match itself. There was always, it's always a good technical match between the two of them, even though we've seen this so many times and it could be kind of boring. But it's very entertaining to watch, and I thought the powder in the face was actually pretty cool. And so that was a nice touch to it. And then Deeb got popped in the face with the stick, and her face.
What was
just
the powder
blew
in the
up.
face? Was that? I guess that was supposed to be like chalk, for lifting or whatever. Why'd they have that shit under the ring though? Nobody's training in the ring. Why is that there?
I have no idea.
Stupid.
So let's go with Tammy's notes.
Okay, first I just want to preface my notes saying I love Deeb and I was just in Virginia, and so it was so cool. And I'm going to find out where she trained, and I've already convinced Tatiana she should become a wrestler. So I think when she sees some of Deeb's matches, she will agree. And I just want to say that I was going through Virginia and I was thinking about Virginia and wrestling, and I know Deeb trained there, and so did Nyla Rose in Manassas, trained in Manassas, and I think currently lives in DC. And now we're going to get Tatiana. So we're spreading the love. So, okay, Deeb versus Sheeta, Philly street fight. This still doesn't make sense to me as a different, do they name the street fight just out of where they're fighting, or are they specific?
It's like, oh, we're here, so it's a Philly street fight. It's not like they were throwing cheesesteaks at everybody or anything.
Well, they should have. I mean, they did throw a Prince symbol in Minneapolis. Come on, they got to step up their game.
And a bunt cake pan.
Yes, they could have leaned into the Philly street fight thing a little bit more. That aside, my note says I love Deebs and Sheeta looks great. She really did, with the cherry blossom kind of thing going down in the shorts. She had a totally different look than those one-legged pants she normally wears. She was looking fierce, so it gave me this impression, maybe she'll win this time. Why did she come all the way back if she's gonna lose? But I am attached to Deeb, so I'm don't like her to lose. Anyways, I thought this was going to be fierce, and they're right into it. Deeb has a chair out now, and Sheeta's ready for some fierce action, but Deeb is a fierce competitor. I guess fierce comes up a lot. Deeb gets Sheeta's knee with a chair, and Deeb eats the chair after a Sheeta reversal. Deeb throwing powder? Now beating Sheeta with a kendo stick. Sheeta got powder in her eyes. Now I got some bottled water from the audience. Jumps on Deeb. Now Sheeta's, I don't even know what that word is. Now Sheeta is either a beater, a batter. I don't know. Oh, I know what it is now. She's beating. It's a verb. Deeb with a stick. Crowd is cheering. Holy Sheeta! Holy Sheeta! Wow, they're getting brutal. Deb wins. Love her. It said a brutal wrestle, but I think we know what really needs to be a fierce wrestle.
Ooh.
And then Thunder Rosa watches from the wings. That's my notes.
Chris.
Man, I didn't care about this match going into it. I don't care about this match coming out of it. It was a match, but I feel like I've seen it before. I'm tired of this story with these two. Deeb took a hell of a hit, I guess, because her face is all fucked up now.
Jack.
That looked like it was rough. But yeah, I think this was decisive. I hope it's over with these two. Let's do something different.
I hope so.
I feel like I've said that on this podcast so many times. Like, let's move on somewhere with these two people, and here we are. Let's move on.
Deeb needs she needs new opponents, man. She needs other people to wrestle against.
So does Sheeta. Sheeta needs to do something else and not be put into weird tag matches with people she's never wrestled with before, because it's dumb.
Right, exactly. I agree with that. So then we cut to MJF with Lexi Nair. And I was this one put me in tears. And he says, what he called her something else, like Lanny or something like that. And she goes, that's not my name. My name's Lexi. And he goes, oh, I'm so sorry, sweetie. He says, get out of my frame.
Yeah.
I was crying. Oh, so I laughed so hard I don't even remember what the point of the promo was, to be perfectly honest.
That was basically just, he was just talking. That was when he made the phone call.
Right. That's right. He made the phone call to Big Cass.
That was a good line, though.
That's who they're.
And she sold the hell out of that too.
She really did. She was great. So, and then we cut to Tammy. Any comments on that before I move on? Okay.
No.
So then we go on to, we see Fuego laying in the middle of the ring. Fuego del Sol. What we've always been puzzled of why this is going after this. And then we see Spirit Halloween in the middle of the ring with the shovel. And they try to pull off Fuego's mask. And Penta and Pac come out. And then behind the shovel is Rey Fenix, who's back. And they pretty much attack the House of Black, which I thought this was pretty cool, man. Now I understand why they were picking on Fuego. It makes total sense now because it didn't before. Because I was like, what the fuck are they doing? Tammy, what are your comments on this before we get to Chris?
Oh my God. So my notes were, what's going on? Is that Spirit Halloween? Fuego's on the ground. Penta and Pac, I don't know what's going on. Oh wow, Rey Fenix is Spirit Halloween! Yay! We missed you, hero. DT takes out House of Black. Death Triangle is back, baby. Worth every
I love that Alex
moment of Spirit Halloween.
He became Spirit Halloween.
Yeah, and I was worth it now. I had a big payoff. I love it's the only figure I own is Rey Fenix right now.
Well, we do have Adam Page.
Oh, we do. That's right. I forgot about him.
I bought Adam Page.
That's because
Hangman.
I got the Hangman.
See?
With his beer
We
mug.
know who has my heart because I forgot we had Hangman.
Yeah.
He's good too, though.
But I'm so psyched that
Rey he's Phoenix just the world champ right now. That's all.
Yeah, that's all. No big
Not
deal.
Rey Fenix.
No.
Rey Fenix is on a whole nother level.
That's true. Tammy's, there's no, I mean, you can't fuck with Rey Fenix when it comes to Tammy. That's just the way it is, dude. It's over.
Man, does this mean that Alex isn't going to wear that dumb shit anymore?
I hope so.
You know what? I took notice of the black and white vibe, the contrast. You've got Penta Oscuro now with the all black and the very dark and all that. Rey Fenix comes back all white, super light. Alex finally comes out. He's got a split half and half black and white jacket, different colored gloves. I like it. I like the aesthetic. It's cool. Are we heaven and hell now? If Dio was alive today and we could get him to do a song for these guys, it'd be amazing.
Well, we do have two musicians in the podcast that could create a song as well.
Okay.
Think about it.
I will. Yeah, man. Awesome segue.
Are we done though? Are we done with the Spirit Halloween shit? Are we moving on?
I'm hoping that we do move on from the Spirit Halloween because that's over with. So,
and I don't think we're alone in that feeling either. That's not the sense I get from the interwebs.
The interwebs. So then, happy that
they
they're
can sell
back.
that fucking styrofoam tombstone back to one of them theme parks down there for one of them Halloween shows, and maybe get a little money out of that.
Put that shit
Pay
back
for
in
another cool jacket.
Back in Orlando.
Yes.
So then we go into Strickland versus Darby and Swerve's house and Darby's house, and that's the kind of the pre-match to that match. And then we get into the 10-man tag team. With the Undisputed Elite, we got what we have? Brock. Gosh, who do we have? Brock Lee. Dante, right? Who else? It was so confusing.
Yeah, it was weird. Like, why?
Varsity Blonde? Did you say that?
Why was this a team?
Yeah, the Blondes. I don't know. I mean,
Brock Lee. Yeah.
First of all, Nick Jackson was on fire in this match, man. He was killing it.
Hey, that's in my notes.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
It's okay. But I'm just saying, when I say it, I didn't
step on your notes.
Before we get into segue into Tammy's notes, I'm going to say this about this.
No, just say it all. It's okay. Just know that when I say it, it wasn't copying Ray.
Gotcha. Yeah, she's an original.
I have my own thoughts, damn it.
She's an original. They broke the mold on her, so let's just.
Everybody is an original.
But what I'm trying to say is that I don't like the Undisputed Elite. Don't like it at all. I don't even want the Bucks to be involved with that.
Who are they? What are you talking about? Undisputed Elite. Are they one person?
What?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Yeah, tell me exactly who that is.
Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and the Bucks. They're the undisputed elite.
Oh, I separated the words each time.
They got a T-shirt.
I thought they were the elite or they were the undisputed.
They're all wearing the shirts in the ring.
Wearing the shirts.
It's not even like, oh, they got a shirt now. No, they have them on.
Okay. I was probably really high by the time this came around.
No,
part of the whole angle, I think.
What? Don't they have another nickname?
No.
Nothing.
No, they were just the elite.
Isn't there something with
Adam
a B?
Cole.
There's nothing with a BTE or something?
That's being the elite. That's a YouTube show that the Bucks do.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
And it's all elite wrestling.
Yeah, but the BTE are the same people. Are the BTE the same people as Undisputed?
Oh, heavens.
No, I'm asking. Tell me.
The Young Bucks are in.
I feel like something's wrong.
I feel like who's on first? You know what I mean? It's like an Abbott and Costello gig here. What the fuck is going on?
All these names, all these group names elude me. I know the people. Okay.
Let's regroup here.
Okay.
The Undisputed Elite is Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, Adam Cole, Nick and Matt Jackson. That's the Undisputed Elite. They came out in T-shirts.
People that are BTE?
BTE is just Nick Jackson and Matt Jackson's YouTube channel, Being the Elite.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but wasn't there something about an era with Adam Cole and stuff?
The Undisputed.
That was the
Undisputed Era? Huh?
That's not here. That's a different company.
Oh. But I didn't watch it then, but they must say it a lot there because I didn't watch the other company.
So
okay, you know what? I'm glad we're discussing this because
a lot of articles reference.
If you're listening or watching, I'm less than a year into this. Okay.
Well, you've got to be coming up on a year now. You said 6 months for like 4 months in a row.
Okay, but when did we start? I want to say June. You're right. We're almost at a year. Shit. Anyways. Yeah. There might be other new people that need this explained, and I'm representing for the most ignorant, newest ones, okay?
Would you please hit your notes at this point? Thank you.
Okay, so the Undisputed Elite, will never make a mistake again. I promise, okay? I will respect you and know your name of your faction from now on. I apologize for my ignorance, dear wrestling people and fans. Okay, so there's a lot going on. So far, it's a fun display. I don't know why everyone's doing team meetings outside of the ring. Let's go. Did you guys catch that? It was like a lot of team meetings. Let's go. Let's go. A lot of variety here. Nick Jackson is fired tonight. See, I said it too. I'm not sure what's going on, but it's all fun. Adam Cole takes down Big Shotty for the win. A fun and talented wrestle.
All right. Chris.
You know what, Rafe? I don't like the Undisputed Elite either. I think this is a weird, slow story they're doing with these guys, and I don't think any of them look cool through any of it.
At all.
Are they supposed to be stupid and corny and like a dumb heel faction? Because that's what it is.
They look like stooges. They're like stooges, like a stooge faction.
Yeah. Yep, you're right.
That's
like they all have some sort of comedy element to their gimmick now, and it's just goofy. But I'm not gonna stop liking all of these people as individuals or separate teams. Like I love the Bucks, and I'm going to, even if they have a stupid program for a while, they're still gonna be the Bucks. And I think Adam Cole and Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, I think that can end once everybody's over the kind of, oh, they were there, now they're here thing. Like, I think that was fan service for a little bit. Eventually, they're all going to have to do something. But I think it all ties into, like, Kenny Omega being gone. We were talking about this earlier. And all the stuff that I think they were originally planning to do with all these signings and everything. I just don't think it's worked out. So, whatever this story is, I don't hate it that much, but it's like it could be so much better with these five guys.
Yeah. I think so too.
As far as the match, though, like the opponents didn't make any sense. That's not even a real thing. Why are we just let's throw 5 other people in there. All right, we got 1 tag team and we got 3 singles guys. Let's just do that. There's other people also on the roster. So we could have had like a choice that made sense. And I think a 5-person faction is dumb anyway. And that's Jericho Appreciation Society. Take notes. 5 people in a faction is 1 too many. It should be 4 or at least 7 or 8. If you're going to have a faction, 5 is not enough to be a group, like a big group. Whereas 4 is like just enough to have like 2 tag teams, and it makes sense. And the stories make like there's easy stories to write there. When you have 5 or more, up until you get to the upwards of like a big group of people, it just doesn't. There's never like a good way to include everyone and have it not look like somebody's getting squashed by someone. Yeah, I don't know. We will see what happens with Undisputed Era, I guess. This match didn't matter, though. It meant nothing. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Everybody in it was great.
Yeah. So then we kick into the backstage. Oh,
I'm interrupting.
Uh-oh.
I just have an idea. I think we should start a faction of some sort, just as our friend group, as our wrestling friend group. So we need 5 more people, but go ahead. Next thing. We started.
Right.
There's 3 of us.
So anyway, we go cut to the back, and then all of a sudden, the Wizard Jericho throws a fireball in Eddie Kingston's face. But before we get to that, I'm very, very confused about something that none of us mentioned when they did the Jericho Appreciation Society and everybody came out and they wanted to do the face-to-face. Okay, so you have Matt and Angelo dressed very nice. You've got Garcia with his backwards Kangol and his gig on, and then you got Jericho all
he had a
dressed up.
shirt on.
He
did
did.
have a shirt on.
He had a tank top on. But anyway, so then you have Jericho looking like he's in Motley Crue back in '85, and then you got Jake Hager who comes out with
93.
no shirt on, with pants that are too short for him, and goofy
like
shoes.
some regular like Kohl's joggers. Like you go buy them and they're on the clearance rack that day.
Right.
Those are not made for taller people.
No. And it's like, dude, what the
Maybe
hell
luggage
was that?
got lost on the way there, flying
But
in.
I think that's his vibe, though. Like, I just think that's how he dresses. It does stick out like a sore thumb, though. Like, he's already the biggest
my brother.
guy in
He
there.
looks almost identical to a brother I have.
Well, yeah, but it made no sense. And I thought that the attack with the fireball was priceless. I thought that was pretty great.
I want to add earlier the segment where they were all in the ring together, and Ortiz actually still had Angelo's shoes from the week prior, or was it 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So he's just still got the shoes. That's great.
It's great.
So funny.
It's a great storyline. I love it. I think it's funny as hell.
Tammy, did you have notes on this? The fireball segment?
No, it was just about I just wrote Fireball Jericho.
Oh man, I was hoping there was going to be some good notes on that.
I mean, it was getting later and later, and we had a lot of promos.
Yeah. Yep. And then speaking of that, and the next promo was Trent versus Joe on that. So then then we got into Sammy versus Scorpio Sky for the TNT Championship match. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say a couple of things, and I'm going to let you two talk because this whole thing makes me ill. So, number one, I'm glad Scorpio Sky got the belt back. Very happy with that. Number two, this had to have been the most ridiculous match I think I've ever seen in my entire life. And I don't ever want to see something like this ever again. And I'm done with it. That's it for me. I really am. I cannot stand them. Can't. Done. Over. The way Tammy hates Garcia is the way I hate those two. Cannot stand to even look at them on the television screen anymore. But maybe
I think you need to think about why. And
maybe that's their job. So they've done their job well. Congratulations to them. Tammy's notes. I don't even want to comment on the match because I don't care.
Well, you didn't give. Wait, maybe Chris wants to say something first.
Go ahead, Chris.
No, you go
first.
first. You go first, Tammy.
All right. Well,
Tammy's
as it
notes
gets later in the
inspire me.
evening, the notes get shorter and or more. But there's a lot of notes here. I put this again. That was my first note. What are you doing? Shut up, Rafe. It's my turn. All right. He's pointing at his mid shirt in case you're listening. All right. This again. We shall see what happens. Scorpio. What? He's coming on strong, I guess, is what that says. Sammy, no time to breathe. Seems like Sammy went running into the ladder. Scorpio, like he ran into the ladder. Do you remember that? Anybody notice he just willingly ran directly into a ladder, which I thought that was crazy. That Scorpio was carrying. Now Sammy is doing snow angels after slamming Scorpio. Oh my God. What was that? He flipped off a ladder awkwardly and missed crazy. Sammy looks messed up, but he's able to push through. And he pushes through the ladder to knock Scorpio off. Ty looks crazed, yelling from the side. Scorpio kicking Sammy in sensitive areas? Oh no, holy schmoly. A 2-ladder in the air cutter? I don't know what that means. I don't know the lingo exactly, just know that. That's what I thought. So anyways, fantastic move on Scorpio's part. He could only pull that off with Sammy. Scorpio gets thrown in the barbed wire ladder. Ty kicking Lambert. Paige Van Zant and Ty brawling while Scorpio and Sammy do the same. Then they kick the, I don't even know what that says. Kick they should have finished then.
Uh-oh, we lost you.
They kick, am I frozen?
Tammy?
Am I frozen?
Go. A little technical hiccup. Tammy's back on this ladder match that was terrible. But anyway, she thought might be good.
Hey, he's not speaking for me, okay? I don't know where we dropped off, so I'm going to speed read through the first half of my notes. This again, we shall see what happens. Scorpio coming on strong. Sammy, no time to breathe. Seems like Sammy went running into the ladder. Scorpio was carrying. Oh my gosh, he did it purposely. At least it seemed that way. Now Sammy's doing snow angels. After slamming Scorpio? That's just a weird thing to do. Oh my God, what was that? He flipped off the ladder awkwardly and missed. Crazy. Sammy looks messed up. Crazy. But he was able to push the ladder to knock Scorpio off. Now Ty looks crazed, yelling from, I see fingers and hands flapping from the side. Scorpio kicking Sammy in sensitive area. Low blow. Holy schmoly. A 2-ladder in the air cutter. Fantastic move on Scorpio's part. That was definitely a move of a champion. That he could only pull that off though with another equal champion as Sammy. Scorpio gets thrown in the barbed wire ladder. Ty kicks Lambert. Actually, that was kind of enjoyable. Paige Van Zant and Ty brawling while Scorpio and Sammy do the same. Then, I don't even know what this sentence is. Something about they kick. They should have finished then, but now they got to mess with a ladder again. Girls are on guys' back, racing and fighting up to the top. This is freaking ridiculous. Scorpio bites Sammy's finger, and Sammy almost gets belt until Scorpio dumps him off to barbed wire. He springs back though, very exciting. Exciting. And Scorpio gets it. I hope this is over now. A mixed feelings, but fun kind of wrestle. That's my notes. It's a mixed feeling wrestle. There's so many mixed feelings. I'm glad that Sammy and Ty can go on and do other things and escape the hate for a while and kind of figure out what their deal is. And you know what? Scorpio, he had such a short run, so it's kind of nice that he has it back. My only issue with Scorpio isn't his wrestling ability, especially that thing he did in the air with the ladder super impressed me. But it's just that he's just not the most fun on promos. And if he could get better there, it'd be great. He has a great look. He has a great outfit. You know, he's good at being like the macho, like wrestler, I'm so good champion, but he doesn't have any like personality, and his promos don't feel fun or exciting or even intense.
What's your thoughts, Chris?
It's a ladder match, right? That's cool. I wish that Sammy had not done that stupid, ridiculous, unnecessary thing that he did where he got hurt and he just laid in the ring for like 5 minutes. And I think we went in picture and he was still laying there. And Scorp was like, instead of like getting a ladder ready and climbing and getting the belt, he had to like play for time, which was really stupid. And it just, I was like, by the time that happened, I was done. Like, I
can
don't even
see
remember the
why.
rest of it because I was so pissed off. Like, this doesn't even make sense.
I
If
noticed
somebody
that
can't
too.
get up, just fucking take it home fast and get it over with. And whoever's going to win.
Right.
Because it's dumb at that point to just have two guys that are supposed to be trying to get this thing in the middle of the ring that's hung up. One of them can't move for a minute and is maybe hurt and stuff. Either somebody get in there and confirm he's hurt, or Scorp needs to run up that ladder, grab that belt, because Sammy can't get up right now.
Yeah, and done.
It was
Over.
dumb.
Yeah.
On an already dumb storyline. We've got a belt exchange again. They're throwing this thing around left and right. The TNT title is in trouble.
That's it. And that's it for Dynamite. So now we
Means nothing.
We get into real or fake.
Oh shit.
Name that wrestler.
I guess I'm a little bit better than name that wrestler. I was traveling all week. I still want to study. I want to say something while Chris gets ready for this. Is we have somebody that follows us that collects.
I'm not getting ready for anything.
Yeah, well, I think I need to collect cards so I can have like the data and I can study it and learn it so I could get better at this.
Yeah, we lost your camera.
See
Chris.
how like you could really go down a hyper focus hole and a hunting hole and really get obsessed with getting cards, but maybe having cards I could read the cards and I learn all the stats about the players.
There we go. Uh-oh. What's going on? Dun 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 dun. We see the red screen behind Chris. Oh
shit, it's Kregg. He's not gonna put light on us at all.
Fuck you.
Oh, this is gonna be tough. Kregg,
what?
You better be fair.
Fair. Good luck with that.
Kregg,
you better have some fucking good answers.
Rafe all his answers are wrong.
Oh yeah. So your answers are right. But not.
I'm right. He's wrong.
Okay. Rafe, she always like this.
Yes. You like me more, Kregg.
Okay. Yeah, sure. What do we got here? What do we got? Let's see. You know, this fucking guy, he calls me today. He says, hey, Theodore couldn't come over for a shoot. We're low and short on time, no money. And I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'll do it, you know. And I get here and I got to look at this fucking, what is this?
No good deed goes unpunished, huh, Kregg?
So you guys play games on here, huh? That's what this is?
Yeah.
A grown man, 40 years old, spends his Sundays playing games on the fucking internet. And now there's a puppet involved. Do the math, huh?
And there's me, this crazy, wild, middle-aged lady.
This kid's not okay.
Okay. But you're
all
here.
Right. Real or fake, right?
Right.
Rafe.
Uh-oh. No.
Rafe.
Yes, Kregg.
It's you.
Yes, Kregg. I'm ready.
I don't know how this game works. How does it work?
Name 3 wrestling moves. 2 are real and 1 is fake, and he has the guess.
Okay. Rafe.
Yes,
Rafe.
Kregg. Yes.
Okay. Death blow. Death blow. A hero's welcome. And hand sandwich.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Those are all things he wishes he had.
Hand. Like a hand. Sandwich. What? Hand sandwich. Death blow. Like death row, but suckier, I guess. A hero's welcome. What is it? Which one's fake?
A hand sandwich.
Well done, sir.
Oh,
Well done.
I got it right.
Congratulations, you
Hey,
fucking get
that's
a
the
fucking
first
point,
time you got it right.
and it means nothing. So good for you. What else we got here? Tammy.
Yes.
Tammy.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Disarm her.
I thought that was a threat.
Okay. Wasteland. Lumbar fireball.
Did you say lumbar fireball?
Lumbar fireball.
Oh shit.
Or wasteland or disarm her. Which one's fake?
This is tough.
Disarm her.
No, you're wrong. That's a stupid fucking answer. That's the
Damn,
right
because
thing.
it's very gendered. What if a man's using it against another man?
Well, it's a specific arm breaker. It doesn't matter. It's yeah.
Well, okay.
Well, so nice job, Rafe. You get a point, and I
Thank
guess you.
Kregg.
What the fuck?
Kregg. Kregg. He is always wrong.
I'm
Come
right
on,
this
man.
time.
Not today.
Yes.
Not today. He's fucking right.
Yes.
And you're wrong.
You control the narrative here. You're in control. You can
You
make
do
it
not.
wrong. He doesn't get a point. Tell
He
him.
got a point.
No.
Calm down.
No point.
Jesus.
Fine.
Name that wrestler, okay?
All right. Who?
Tammy.
Oh shit. I never do good at this.
Born in 1987 in Toronto, Canada.
Oh, I know.
Chris Jericho.
AEW, Impact, WSU, CZW, Shimmer, and Shine.
Oh, it's a girl.
Ah, nice.
Okay.
Has had titles like
Canadian woman.
Knockout Championship Tag Teams. Okay. WSU Championship. Okay. Wild Championship.
I know.
I don't know which
Finishers.
women are from Canada.
Listen.
Okay. Hold on.
Finishers.
Listen.
Okay.
Inverted DDT. Death Valley Driver. Sit out face buster. Name that wrestler.
It's a Canadian woman. That's all I know. Let's see. I don't know which
We
women are
already
from
discussed
Canada.
it was a woman.
I know it's a woman and I know they're from Canada. Shit. So they got it like I'm thinking about the people that seem like they're from Canada on there.
There's Craig. He keeps diving out of the scene here.
Okay, let me see.
We got to put a time limit on this, Tammy. Come on.
Shut up. It's not your turn. Canada though. 1987 born. So that's around Chris's age. So about like I have no
Younger.
idea how old he really is, but I think he's mid 30s.
Chris is 40. Chris is 40.
33? 32?
Oh, he's gonna love that shit.
Oh wait, he's almost 40. 38?
Chris is
38-year-old woman.
He's born in
38-year-old
81.
woman.
Your math is
38-year-old
terrible.
woman. 38-year-old woman. Who are you? Who's 38? And a woman.
See, now that's where I'm lost. 'cause
Ding,
I thought
ding,
it was-
fucking ding. Time's up. Jesus
Britt
Christ,
Baker!
come on.
No, she's from Pittsburgh. Okay. Penelope.
Finally.
No, it's not her.
No. Guess. Quickly.
Ruby Soho. I know she's not.
Ah!
And she's not 34.
Who is it? Who is it?
Bunny. It's the bunny.
I was going to say the bunny,
Who?
but the
Who?
bunny.
Oh,
bunny.
man. I should have guessed that because she's married to someone from Buffalo.
I
Is
didn't
she?
think she was. Yeah, she is. I didn't think she was that old. I thought she was younger than that.
Hey, you calling Chris old?
Well, Mr. fucking Smart Guy.
Damn, I'm a fucking loser
Your
today. I
turn.
don't like it.
All right,
Craig.
Ray.
Craig.
I don't know how we're going to get through Rampage at this point. So go on.
Name that wrestler.
All right.
Born in 1979, Boston, Massachusetts.
Boston.
3-time heavyweight championship in 3XW. And a pure wrestling championship in 3XW. Has worked for WLW, PWP, NWA, LAW, AAWP. Finishers are the curb stomp, the sharpshooter, and the spear. Name that wrestler. Smart guy.
That's why we need cards.
Oh, the spear. Oh, curb
You got
stomp.
something?
Shit, no, I don't.
10 seconds.
I'm done.
Mr. Smart Mark Sterling.
Oh, well,
Is he a
he's
wrestler?
yeah.
Oh, I thought he was just a extra character.
Well, Kregg, we appreciate
Well,
your
no,
services.
I have questions, and they could be for Chris or for Kregg. Who wants to take it?
Give me just a second, guys. I got to let me grab my beer here.
I think it's Chris is taking it then. If you're listening, watching, however you receive this information, you can always chime in. I know Jordan had been very helpful with questions. If anyone has a question, I'll take that one on for next time to ask. Or if you have a question for me, I know not a lot, as you can already tell from listening, but I'll know more one day.
Are you?
I know not a lot. I feel like I've said that a lot of times at social gatherings. I know not a lot.
Are you going to ask him a question?
I'm not aware of too many things.
You got a question for me?
I know what I know.
Listen, Edie Brickell. Do what?
Know what I mean. Okay, Chris, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, which tag team member suffered a concussion on NXT before signing with AEW?
Which tag team member?
Yes.
Kyle O'Reilly?
Close, but not real, not close at all, actually. It was Anthony Bowen.
Close, but not even at all.
Kind of like my answer.
Bones. Okay. Interesting.
Okay, I have another.
Close, but not at all.
I think you're gonna know this one. I always do one kind of obscure, but another that I think, like, with your knowledge and experience, you'll probably have a good idea of knowing. Which AEW had AEW? I don't know why I wrote it this way. So basically, who on AEW women's division, is it called a division? Section? Era?
Whatever. Move on.
Had the longest champion reign.
In AEW?
In AEW only, yes. Or only that
was where the title reign was, though, right?
They were a title holder, yes.
Correct.
And they are a female.
You know this.
I'm gonna say Britt Baker.
Okay. Is that your final answer? Rafe?
Yeah.
Rafe, you seem like you know it. Would you like to weigh in?
It's Britt Baker. She's had the longest run.
It was Sheeta.
Oh.
What title?
At 372 days.
The women's title.
They only had one at that time. Yeah. At 372
right. And that was the smaller belt too before they changed the belt. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
I don't know. I'm just trying to find stuff. I don't know what I'm doing here.
That was a good one. I forgot about that.
I'm trying to ask questions. I mean, I don't know what I should ask you. Like,
I was pretty sure it was Britt Baker. So
one of our listeners, Jordan, said like dates and stuff like that. So I come up with that, and I just try to come up with different things. I'm not sure, but actually, you know what's there's a double benefit here is I have to look it up and learn it. So because I learned from the first time, don't look it up on your phone in real time because you're going to get a hard time about that. So you better know your shit ahead of time. And when my life is less hectic and I'm not traveling for a week, I am going to try and study up, but I don't think it'll help me because there's this, P3, NTX, NXT, WWEs, CDW, AAA. Like, I can't keep up with all that. I need a chart or something. You can tell me all day long. They won DDT, FFT, 6ST, 333, M64, and that means I can never guess the wrestler because I don't know. I have no idea what all these letters mean. I mean, you did help me. You said like W's for women or wrestling. Okay, I get that, but I don't watch any of those. So how would I know if they won it? I don't know. So
where are
I'm gonna have to figure it out and have a learn like. So I mean, maybe their power move is the way to go. Just learn everybody's power move. So when you bring that up, I knew what I knew, and I'm not going to tell you how I knew it was a woman because then I'm going to give Rafe clues for next time. Never mind.
All right.
Was it one of the promotions? You just happen to know that one
yes,
specifically a women's promotion?
exactly. Yes, exactly.
Started.
I figured that would be like good clues for the last couple weeks, but it did nothing. So
It did
I'm glad
for me
you
this
picked up on
time.
that.
I mean, I knew it was a Canadian woman, so it's close just from the stuff you said. And the reason I know is because I listened to the Jericho podcast and I listened to them talk. And so they tell me, like, they tell their history. So when you brought that up, that's the only reason why I knew. But I'm not going to say.
That's the only difference is I've just been listening to all that crap for so much longer that I just happen to know more of it. It's not that I actually pay attention and like know how to find stuff. It's just that I've been listening for a long time and watching for a long time.
And I'm less than a year, so I'll know more. But
you're almost a year now. Stop saying that.
Okay.
We just discussed this.
I honestly don't know the first show we went to. I want to say it was more July. Okay. July to August.
It was in May.
It wasn't in May.
The second you went, hey, I think I might be interested in wrestling.
It was after we were in Fort Lauderdale and came back.
Okay, so Rampage.
Now everybody understands.
let's get into Rampage. First match: Swerve versus Darby for the Owen Hart Championship. Well, not championship, but the Owen Hart tournament. I thought this was a really cool, smooth, technical match. They were both great off the ropes. Especially Darby's counter into the rear chin lock was really smooth. The outside ring stuff was really, I thought was really fun to watch. I think they're both like really good flying, very nimble, very capable wrestlers. The Code Red was totally sick. And then the suplex off the apron to the floor. Oh, that looked painful. But, Darby always seems like he takes the really hard bumps. Fun. Just of course, it got distracted by Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks says hatred is split between the two of them. He doesn't know who he hates more. And then Darby wins it a little bit cheap. And then we, obviously we see a promo later on that. So, Tammy, how about your notes? Uh-oh. Here we go.
All right.
We're off the
Swerve and Darby. These two looking good with their moves. They are great together. Swerve creeps up to kick Darby. Intense. I think it's beat on Darby time now. Darby has hold of Swerve's leg and he's being savage about that. Swerve counters. All kind of fierce moves and counters. Wow, that kick by Swerve was great looking. Who will win? I like when I don't know. Why is Starks coming out? Sting steps in to get Ricky to back up. The distraction serves Darby a win. Swerve is going to be upset at Starks for this. A fantastic wrestle. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was a weird pairing in my mind, but when I saw them, I really just thought it was fun. I needed entertainment. They served that.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. They got history on the indies and all that stuff. So, they sort of had at least a working relationship prior to this. So I think it made it easier and it gave them the opportunity to put together something interesting for television. So yeah, it was good. I don't know. Wasn't like, whoa, this is great.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I thought it was fantastic, and fantastic is super good on my wrestle scale. It's fantastic. I'm entertained. I'm having a good time. It isn't unbelievably intense, but I need that. I need to just relax and see something interesting and fun that isn't emotionally taking too much from me.
Yeah, and Starks came out, and then Sting chased him off, and then Swerve was distracted or whatever, but it really wasn't that big a deal. And then it was over, and it was okay, cool. I don't think I would have been upset if either one of them had won or lost this match without some sort of interference. But with the interference, I don't feel like that was necessarily important either. So, yeah, I don't know. It was cool.
Yeah.
I feel like interference is a save face technique for certain people they need to protect.
Yeah, that's true. So then after that, we went into the Spears promo. I thought he did a really good job on this promo. He said that people had PP or pinnacle potential.
Got a lot of PP.
He's got a lot of PP. Pinnacle
Guy's
potential.
Got a lot of PP. Warlow, you used to have a lot of PP.
I was pretty high, I think, probably when I watched this, and didn't know what the PP was all about. But thanks, I'm glad we're recapping it now.
And then my wife looked at me and just died. She was like, "What did he just say?"
Tell her she'll get a whole lot more of that entertainment on the Jericho cruise.
So she saw that bit, and the other bit that she had just happened to walk in on and react to was Matt Menard. Hey, newsman, you want to scoop? She goes, what's wrong with that guy? Like, dead serious. Like, is he okay? Oh, God, it was great. So good. This is why she doesn't watch. She walks in on these little moments and it's so bad and so stupid. She's like,
no.
She looks at me like, are you okay? This is not good television. I'm like, no,
because it's so good television because it's not about all the bullshit in the world, you know. It's so
you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it for like more than 5 seconds.
You do.
True.
Wrestling out of context is so bad. It's so bad. But when you actually watch like for a little bit of time, then you start to understand there's stories and there's this and that. Oh man, it's so funny though to have those things happen. And she just happens to be walking in or out of a room at the same time. And it's like, and then she looks at me and I'm like, I don't know, it's not my fault.
Okay, well, maybe we need to get her involved in this. We've told certain friends, if you learn the wrestling, you get caught up in the stories, we will throw a party, and they're doing so. So have her do it, and we will throw her a mega party.
Got to get a lot of PP.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of PP.
Pinnacle potential.
Pinnacle potential.
Maybe we need to cosplay characters.
There we go. And then we jumped into Jericho as a wizard. And then he was attacked by Santana and Ortiz. I'm a wizard. He's a wizard.
I don't have this one on my notes.
Jericho's a wizard.
Oh, attack Jericho.
There's Wizard Jericho.
Santana and Ortiz came out. They got him at commentary.
They got him at commentary.
At the
It was
announcer
kind of
table.
awkward though, right? Because I feel like Ortiz was kind of off to the side, like just sort of looking. And then he sort of looked down the tunnel for a minute. And then he looked back.
Yep.
And it was like, why?
But
And
Jericho.
Chris was like on the ground, like, sort of, I'm a stunned animal.
But
This is the second time in a week he's been like, I don't know what to do right now. This hurts my feelings and I'm on television. Stop it.
It hurts my
I don't know, man.
ego. I'm a
He's doing
narcissist.
something weird with his character right now. Is he not?
He really is. I don't really know where this is going. But
I
it's
love
interesting.
Chris Jericho though.
He's
What a
fun.
weirdo.
Oh my God.
It's so
he
great.
plays that role so beautiful. It is so beautiful to watch.
It's not even
We
a
all
role
knew-
anymore. I'm not even
we all
sure he
met
knows
that
what he's
dude.
doing now.
We met that dude at Jack's.
That makes
Jericho?
sense.
Yeah,
When?
his character.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, yes. There's been plenty of lead singers like him before, trust me. So then we jump into Jade Cargill with the baddies for Sky Blue Willow and Trisha Moore.
I want to say before anybody says anything else, I absolutely hate this. I hate the baddies. I don't like it. I think it's a lazy gimmick and it's catty and there could be so much more character stuff in there and there's not. Red Velvet's good, but she was good before. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to say any. I hate this.
Tammy's notes.
I have something to confess that is hopefully not going to cause controversy. I'm not going to name names or places or people. But I learned a lot about women in wrestling and women in wrestling chat groups because of the baddies. So there was a chat group. It was a private chat group. So it's not like an online Facebook group that you can join for wrestling. And it was just a bunch of people that put a bunch of the heels, because heels are women. And there's a membership with AEW where we have our own groups on Facebook. But this was a separate private chat group that had a lot of women heels in it. And it became this kind of place where everybody was like sharing a lot. And when the baddies first arrived on the scene, it caused a huge controversy. And it's because these women are dedicated to showing up to shows, the fandom, they host things in parking lots. And all of a sudden they see the baddies come up with Jade and get backstage and get photo ops and special seating. As a matter of fact, one person was seated actually close to them enough to overhear their conversations. And in that conversations, it was revealed that they probably didn't know the product very well. This upset several women to the point where one called them all hoes. And me and another woman left the group. because we felt that you have a right to your opinion and whatever you want to express, but we are not interested in women calling other women hoes as far as women wrestlers and wrestling fans go, that we are just not interested in that, and that is not for us. So we left. And to me, I look back at the ridiculousness of all of this because the baddies are obviously part of a gimmick. They are not real women heels. They are paid. And now we have Red Velvet and Kiera Hogan in them. So it just seems to me like it was just a thing, and it was a real eye-opening thing on, you know, how many people don't maybe understand the situation that's actually happening, because they are not heels, they are not regular fans. We do not need to be comparing with them one way or the other because they are part of the machine of AEW. So I just want to say that as an interesting thing. Like, it was just really interesting. Now I understand though why a woman that pays and helps support the product would want to get backstage and meet their heroes and things like that. But it's really the case is that they're not being surpassed, that this is just part of team building and faction building that has nothing to do with the fans, that the bodies are actually hired people and models, and that's okay. So,
And for the record, I was talking about the actual faction, the team.
right, it's really just a
I think it's
faction
stupid.
that people took seriously, and that's a shame because it made them feel bad, and they shouldn't, because
But
like
to be
you
fair,
said,
in the
it's
beginning, they were
faction.
doing like the baddies section, and it wasn't
Yes.
really like, it wasn't, I didn't picture that becoming a faction. Did you guys? I didn't know that's where they were going with that. I just thought you had like a fan club there every week, which is funny. And that was actually a good part of the gimmick. But then when it
True.
became a thing with other wrestlers, I don't think it works in that aspect. I think the other thing was actually okay.
You know what? I wasn't attached emotionally to any of it. So I was really okay with whatever they were doing, whether they were sitting in a section or if they were part of a faction. I personally didn't care and look at it that way. The only thing was, like, without having full information, calling other women hoes just wasn't okay. You know, it wasn't not okay if that's how they feel and they want to talk amongst their private conversation. That's okay. But for me, like, I understand, like, those are just women doing whatever they're doing, where they're hired or fans or whatever. It's okay if they're beautiful and get privileges. I'm okay with that. That's all I'm saying is I never had a problem with that because I don't have all the information. I'm not here to judge other people. So when this match happened, of course, it's like going to second level baddie now because we got actual wrestlers in the baddies. So I don't know. I think it was interesting. I actually liked Red Velvet for this, and really my notes are so like brief because it was kind of a brief wrestle, but I put Cargo Hogan and Velvet versus Willow Sky and Trish. I don't know who she is. I felt like it was just a showcase for Jade Cargill and the baddies. So I didn't make a lot of notes because it was simply showcasing them.
It was.
And that's what I wrote in my notes. It's just simply a showcase. It's fun. I actually like Red Velvet on that team. And so if I was going to say that this was if I was going to name a wrestle or title it, I put Victorious Baddie Wrestle. And that's it. This was just, to me, it was almost a glorified promo. It's really like, we're the baddies. Here we are. We're going to do this. It's done.
Yeah. So then we got into the Darby Swerve apology to each other. And he said he was rooting for Darby, and he said he's got some unfinished business with Keith Lee, with Hobbs and Starks. So that's cool. That sets that up. And then we go right into the Keith Lee versus Colton Gunn. I thought this was pretty good. I thought this was a pretty cool match. I mean, I thought Colton Gunn hung in there for a young guy for being inexperienced. Well, he's got experience, but he's still young. He's still a young man compared to like Keith Lee and his experience in the ring. A couple of funny lines that came out of this was Jericho was getting so upset of all the compliments that they were giving Keith Lee. He said, does his feet smell nice? I mean, how many other compliments are we going to give him, is what he said. Jericho was bitching. There was a big ass boy chant. And then,
Mhm.
then Taz says to Jericho,
I wrote that down too.
he says he looks like you got a thesaurus today. And so I thought the double chops were pretty sick. And then Austin tries to interfere with no luck, but Colton definitely put up a good fight. And then Taz called Keith Lee a small foreign car. He's as big as a small foreign car, which I thought was hilarious. And he says $50 for the pile driver, which I thought was pretty funny too. And then he pancakes Colton. Colton's done. That's the end of the match. Tammy, you want to do your notes?
I don't know if they're very exciting, but I will. Let's see. Colton giving all he's got to push against a wall. Colton giving his all, but Keith is much larger. Come on, Keith, finish it. Uh-oh. Keith weathered the storm and is now throwing Colton all over. Not long before he wins with a final pow. A squish squash? Somebody said that. So I'm going to call it a squish squash wrestle. Squish squash. Squish squash.
Yeah, it was a cool match, right? And the when Colton hit Keith Lee with the slap, and then turned around and went, and then Keith Lee hit him with the fucking slap, and it like I kind of moved back in my chair, so I was like, ooh, like that was a really good. I mean, it was just so loud. It was a fun match.
Ow.
Whatever, it didn't matter, right? It was just fun.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I forget. This is the lines. Chris Jericho said he'd give Colton Gunn $50 if he could pile drive Keith Lee. That's what that $50 was.
Yeah.
Keith Lee is beautiful energy, no matter what.
He's great. I love watching him.
Yep.
It's so fun to watch him. So then we go into the Hardys promo, and then that goes into the Bobby Fish promo with the Elite. They call him Landed. They call him moron Jeff Hardy, and then Bobby Fish calls him Jeff Hardly, which I thought was pretty funny. And then we jump right into the Danhausen versus Hook, and he said Danhausen is menacing about. That's what Danhausen said to who's this man menacing about all the time? Such I thought was totally funny. Yeah, that's what it is. And then all of a sudden, Smart Mark interrupts them, and then Tony Nese attacks them. And then Hook sends Nese to the mat, which I thought was pretty cool. Danhausen thinks he's cursing them, but of course they're more scared of Hook behind him. And then the whole crowd starts chanting Hookhausen. So obviously this is setting up a match between Nese and Hook. And I don't know where Danhausen fits in. I don't know if they're going to team up or what they're going to do, but it's just, one of those weird things that they're doing with Hook and Danhausen. Do you guys have any thoughts on this, Chris?
That's fucking great. I don't care. I don't care what it is. It's just so weird and funny. And like everybody, like I actually rewatched that segment with one of my kids this morning and with my wife. I was like, you guys got to see this. And they were just like,
what? It is pretty
what
funny.
did he say? Why is it like, and just their faces. I was like, exactly. That's why I love it. It's so weird and doesn't make any sense
At all.
And it's great. What the fuck is Tony Nese doing?
I know.
Like, it's so good. I don't care what they're doing. I don't even care because it's amazing.
Yeah, it is. Tammy.
My notes are brief. They're Tony Nese surprise attacks. Hook takes him out. I'm not completely clear what's happening. Hookhausen.
There it is.
I do love that we've got Danhausen with a
It was
microphone
a no
now.
wrestle.
I know wrestle.
No wrestle. Danhausen gets to talk to the AEW audience in that weird, ridiculous accent where you almost have to like really like kind of focus to hear what he's actually saying. It's so bad and so wonderful.
It is.
I hope they do this forever.
Then we jump backstage with Lexi Nair again. This poor girl gets beat up by these people. And then we got the Guns. And then it's the first loss for Colton. And then the Acclaim, which I thought was pretty funny, team up. It looks like they're going to do a Acclaim. He goes, why don't you come scissor with the Acclaim, which I thought was hysterical. Yeah. And then like, we got to talk to Daddy. And so they had to go talk to baby Billy Daddy. So, which I thought was just totally funny, man.
It's so good.
It really is so good.
Let's go talk to Daddy.
He's got to go talk to Daddy. And then they kick right into the promo between Pizarro and Martinez. This is a Ring of Honor thing. That's also an Impact crossover. So this should be a pretty good match. They both seem tough. I don't know too much about Pizarro. I know more about Mercedes Martinez.
Perazo.
I'm sorry.
Perazo.
I'm sorry.
It's going to be good. I promise you it'll be good.
All right.
It might not be long. It might not really have any build or peak for anybody who doesn't pay attention to anything else. But it's going to be cool. I mean, it makes for great TV regardless.
All right.
Two
Sweet.
very talented women.
All right. That's cool. And then we jump right into Trent versus Samoa Joe, right in Philadelphia, which is the birthplace of ROH. And they said, he said, Samoa Joe's a big scary man. Here comes the big scary man. So he comes out, and then there's a commentator, Ian Riccoboni, was on the commentary, which he's the Ring of Honor commentator. For me, I thought this was a pretty cool match between a big guy and a nimble guy. I did like it because, even Samoa Joe at 310 pounds is still pretty nimble for what he does. So it was a great back and forth, like a lot of, what JR called it, the stick and move game plan by Trent, which I thought was a good analogy of how he was doing that and how he was trying to win the match. He goes, and then there was a clothesline and then another clothesline, and Jericho goes, well, he might be dead now then, because he goes, if he wasn't dead before. So thought that was pretty cool. And then all of a sudden the rear choke, which Beretta passes out. And then out of nowhere, Lethal, Dutt, and Singh come out. And then they smash Cassidy, into the thing. And then I have a line that says, they're not going to go eat cookies together, is one of the lines that Jericho said. Something like that. And so, yeah, then it was just total chaos at the end, and it ends in total chaos. Tammy, what are your notes? Tammy?
I'm here.
Flinging things around.
Grueling back and forth. Trent is trying his best at Samoa Joe. He's digging deep. Joe is powerful, though. This is grueling. Beretta was brave with his smack, but he paid the price. Trent almost had Joe. Wow. Oh, the power of Joe. Joe takes out Trent. A++++ for effort wrestle. Lethal and Dutt crash. Joe and Lethal brawling. I'm ready for a Dutt match. All kinds of people in a brawl. And who's the ginger? Those are my notes.
Who's the ginger?
Yeah. You didn't see him?
No.
What?
Go back and watch. He's there.
I guess
I don't know who he is.
He was a security guy.
I don't.
Some audience, some person in the crowd, just like.
I don't think so. I think he's a wrestler and he was there involved.
You've lost it.
I have not. I've been through a lot of shit in my life. It's going to take a lot more than wrestling for me to lose it. Okay.
Chris.
Y'all need to try harder on that one.
Finish Rampage out for us here.
Okay.
Get us back to sanity.
Cool match. It was for the ROH TV title meet. I don't know what I expected from this, but when I saw this, announced, I was like, ooh, that could be really interesting. I feel like it was okay. There wasn't anything spectacular about it. And I think the attack angles are still really lame. I don't think there's enough there. And Orange Cassidy, I think we've moved so far past the hands in the pockets with the shins and all that stuff now. It's almost a gimmick of a gimmick now at this point, and we can't go backwards, right? Like he's already showed everybody that's not what he does all the time now. So when you're going to walk up to a guy who's like 8,000 feet tall and do that, it's weird. I like the match, but it wasn't spectacular. There was nothing that I'm going to be like, oh, in a year, I'm going to go, man, remember that time? It's not there.
Okay. Well, there it is. And that wraps up our week of AEW. We're looking forward to next week. Just have our regular matches.
We got Deonna Purrazzo, Mercedes Martinez on Dynamite, Wardlow versus the mystery opponent, which I'm pretty confident is W. Morrissey. Bobby Fish versus Jeff Hardy, right?
That's going to be cool.
Jericho versus Santana. When they announced that, I was super excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rampage next week. So far, we've got Britt Hayter versus Toni Storm, Ruby Soho.
That's
and
exciting.
Hook is going to make an appearance. Surprise, surprise.
I never knew what
And
that means. Make an
this
appearance.
Rampage is going to be one of the ones that airs. I believe this one is at 7 o'clock, and the one after that is going to be at 6 p.m. So that's super exciting for us older folks who don't
Right.
like to stay up and watch programs after 8 p.m.
That's true.
We need our programs earlier.
We need our rest, our beauty
Yeah.
sleep.
I need my programs before my bedtime at 9 p.m.
Sure.
My beauty sleep.
My
So,
bedtime.
from all of us here at the All Elite Murder Theater podcast, we will catch you all next week. From Tammy, Chris, and myself, everybody have a good week, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you, everybody. Peace.